I think this is what every college basketball player looks forward to. Games. Games that matter, games that will count, games that people will talk about, and they're here. We will be one of many teams that open up on Friday, and we're excited to be doing it. Look forward to a great home crowd, not unlike and probably a little more than what we saw at the Point Loma game, to create the atmosphere that is uniquely special to very few, and we're one of the very few. We're cognizant of that and proud of that fact. It's helped us win, it's helped us to grow our recruiting base, and it's obviously helped us to fill the stands with that energy that have been so important to the growth of this program. So we're ready to go. We are playing a very good team. We are playing a team that thinks they're good enough to be an NCAA tournament team in March. And they are circling our game Friday, Arizona game on Sunday, as two of the most important ones on their schedule. We must do the same. So we know we're going against a well-coached, disciplined team that knows what they want to do. You look at the stats. They led the nation in, I believe, free throw percentage. Shot 79% as a team. Second in the nation in free throws made to Providence. They get to the line, and their two best players, Maxwell and Hicks and Maxwell, do it with great frequency, and that they will, along with the others, be a big challenge for our team. So this will be a good game for both teams.
You mentioned how often they get to the line. Is there a way that you can sort of scheme the defense to where they foul less, or is it just telling the players you really got to focus on playing smart D? Or is there like a kind of different types of schemes that you can have your team run where you foul less?
We every day tell them, you're fouling, you're fouling, you're fouling. And oftentimes they don't believe that until they get to a game. So hopefully we won't have to say, see, I told you. Hopefully they'll be mature and they'll play like veterans, and we got a lot of them. You have to be fundamental, and we work on that every day. Form and technique, get your hands off of them, play good angles, be a help defender. But they're a hard team to guard, and they throw the ball inside. I equated Maxwell to Antonio Gates when he played college basketball. Same kind of player. Undersized post player that you can't stop. He's hard to guard. He's very quick, strong, aggressive, gets where he wants to go. And between he and Hicks, you got a handful with those two guys.
Coach, AQ kind of comes full circle in this game, having been at Northridge and taking a huge risk having a scholarship coming here and obviously not having one initially. Do you have a sense of what this means to him on a personal level to be able to play in this arena for this team against his old team?
I hadn't given that a lot of thought, Mark. We well documented Akil Quinn started on scholarship at Northridge, gave up a scholarship to come to San Diego State with no promises other than we will have you as a preferred walk-on, earned a scholarship, and has been so important in so many ways to the continued progress of our program. He's a wonderful locker room player, but he's also a really good on-court player that he knows, we know, is going to play a vital role in our success this year. I'm sure he has, special thoughts, having gone there. But he now is playing for San Diego State, and AQ does a great job of getting himself and his teammates excited and ready for that next game. But this, I'm sure, will have some special significance for him on Friday.
You didn't have to give him a scholarship this year. You could have saved it. You could have given it to a transfer. And there were certainly several that were interested. What was it about him that made you feel that loyalty towards him?
Akio Quinn is what we hope our program can be identified by. He's a grinder. He's committed to the team. He's very prideful in where he is at San Diego State and who he's with and what he's doing to help us get better. And he grows on you. I didn't know AQ when he came here. You know, Justin brought him to the table, but I was not he made his decision to come long before he met me. And I have always said the most important people are those that we've got in our program. And he was in our program. We put him on scholarship, not to be good guys, but because he earned it. And I've never withdrawn a scholarship from a player that we've had on scholarship. We've had guys leave, but there's never, well, we're not going to renew your scholarship. AQ deserved and merited having a scholarship. And, you know, even though he was a walk-on who came without being recruited by me, I still feel as if, you know, I'm a dad and as a parent, but also as a coach, you continue to be loyal to those who are loyal to you, and he's been immensely loyal to San Diego State and to our program.
Coach, with Trey Cal, what have you seen from him up to this point that factored into the decision to put him in Friday at starting point?
I'm sorry, say that again?
With Trey Cal, what have you seen from him this season that factored into your decision to have him at starting point?
I've seen Trey play more than I saw any player that we have in the program because he's next door. He's at St. Augustine, and I've said this before, he's got a great feel for how to play. He's never been, quote, the point guard, and yet he's good with the ball, doesn't make mistakes, can make decisions in traffic. And I think you saw a bit of that in the Point Loma game. I think he had 10 points and 3 assists and maybe 1 turnover. You know what you're getting. He's not gonna be up and down and all over the map, even though he's a freshman. I think he'll be consistent. He will continue to get better. So this is a change for him to have the ball in his hands. Also a change for him to have to guard a guy that will be coming off ball screens and those sorts of things. He's done a great job since he's come here in the second session of summer school till now to say, I want to do whatever I can do to get on the floor to help this team win. And he's going to be on the floor starting on Friday night.
What do you say to a freshman who's coming into this kind of environment? He's never played in the Sdsu wild first game situation and handling all that.
I don't think you have to. You don't say too much. Trey's pretty mature. In today's world, freshmen are not freshmen in terms of experiences that they've had. He traveled a lot of places on the AAU circuit and saw a lot of the big name players that he played against, and so he won't be overwhelmed with the competition and the fact that he's a freshman playing in front of 12,000 plus and in a college atmosphere. He's not like that. He won't make every shot, but he won't be in fear of and have big eyes because of the moment.
We talked with a little bit of players. We talked with a little bit with the players about that moment, that first game, where you hear the fans outside and you're in the tunnel, getting each other hyped. So we talked with them about what it's like from a player's perspective. What is it like from your perspective, that first game?
Well, I always look forward to. I'm like the kids. I look forward to the games, and every season brings a different feel to it. Even if you have every player returning, it's not the same team. It's a different team. I'll be a little bit nervous. I always am, but I am before every game. I'm also appreciative of the fact that I'm here doing what I love to do. Doesn't feel like work. We talk to our team about that. And, we've used the phrase cherish every moment. Enjoy it. When you run out there, look around and say, I'm proud to be here in this environment at San Diego State. We talked the other day, and I said, I singled out the freshmen. I said it will be a blink of an eye, and you'll be like JJ. You'll be a fifth-year senior, or you'll be getting into the locker room for your first game. So enjoy it, and I think we will. Now, you enjoy it a whole lot more if you play well and win, but you have to enjoy what you're doing, and I think our kids do. That got it?
Coach, any comments on yesterday being National Signing Day and you signing 2 more kids? What do they add to your group, and what's the potential like?
We're very excited about the 2 guys that we signed. Jeremy Hemsley, we had recruited for quite some time. He committed to us prior to the July period where you could go out and play, had not made an official visit. He did come down to team camp, but he committed to us before team camp. And I love how he plays. He's in a wonderful high school program, and he competes. He's a very good player. He's what we've won with. He can play multiple spots. He's a point guard, but he can play off the ball. He's athletic. He can guard. And he's a very talented basketball player that our fans will also be very excited once they watch him play. And Broderick Jones is another guy that you could say you got a lot of had guys like him, long, athletic, runs, has a skill set where he can make a high post jump shot, long and athletic enough and skilled enough to get by you and dunk if you try to guard him too hard if you're a big guy. And I think both have great upside also. Broderick is pencil thin. When he gets in a structured weight program, he will get stronger, which will help every facet of his game. And they will be 2 wonderful additions to our program as people, as students, and as basketball players.
And Colin, because people are going to compare it to last year's recruiting class and whatnot, but from your perspective on a recruiting trail, was it any different recruiting these kids? Obviously, they signed up for you guys, so they like the program, but was it any more difficult considering last year's group? Did you have to explain to them that they're going to get the chance just like this year's group? Any troubles at all with any recruits at all?
If you're a good player, I don't think you pay a whole lot of attention to who's there, because wherever you go, they're going to have good players in the program, and that's what you want. You want to feel as if you'll have an opportunity, and we've always given opportunity. It doesn't matter whether you're a freshman or a fifth-year senior. If you're good enough, you'll have opportunities to get onto the floor. I think in both cases, they look at, Broderick looks at, he's got size. He says, when I'm a freshman, the size will be seniors. So I'm going to have an opportunity. And Jeremy says, I'm a point who can play the off guard, opportunity. And that's what people want. Both of them came to the New Mexico game when we won the conference championship in an environment that you couldn't go anywhere in the world and play in a more exciting game than that, both during and especially after all the craziness with winning. So that helped us. The architect's drawing of the practice facility, of the Jam Center, Jeff Jacobs Jam Center, that helped. So all those things are building blocks to being able to recruit folks that you want and then getting them. And we've been able to do that. We had we only had 3 official visits this year, and 2 of the 3 came. A year ago, we only had 4 official visits, and all 4 came. And that doesn't happen too often. So we're saving a little money to put into other areas of our program, and we're getting guys that we know have an interest. I made this comment. I didn't have to get knee pads to try to convince them that this is where they should come. They wanted to come, and that's a good feeling too.
And both will be in this Friday for the game? Both of the signees are going to be in attendance?
Broderick's going to be here tomorrow, and Jeremy's going to be here Tuesday. I don't know that both of them are going to be here tomorrow, but from what I understand, Broderick's coming tomorrow, and I think Jeremy's going to come to the Utah game on Tuesday.